Okay, moving on to continuing our ability system core module, we are going to want to add some dependencies that we're going to need. So if we open up the build.cs of the module, we need to think about some things that we're going to need. So we know we're going to need the gameplay abilities, obviously, so that's one. Just to save you some headache, I know that also is going to require us to add the ability tasks module, so number two. And we are going to be working with enhanced input. So that means we need to include enhanced input, so that's number three. And we also know that we're going to be utilizing gameplay tags for this because we're going to be linking input actions to gameplay tags, so that would be number four. And lastly, we're not going to be doing anything with Slate, so we don't need to depend on those modules. So in our public dependencies, we're going to go ahead and bring in the gameplay abilities, gameplay tasks, the enhanced input module, and lastly, the gameplay tags. And that's going to have us set up to where we have everything we need. So what we can do now is we can go ahead and create the classes. So under our public folder, I'm going to create a new Unreal class, and this one's going to be a gameplay ability, if I can spell it right. So U gameplay ability, and we're going to put that underneath a new folder. So we're going to have public, and we're just going to put it under abilities. So let's go ahead and give this a name of, oh crap, I need to actually think about a name for this. One moment. All right. Well, I couldn't really think of anything that was very good naming wise, but I do know I want it to be at least somewhat related to what the goal of this class is. So we're just going to name it input gameplay, or sorry, input gameplay ability, just to kind of let it know that it takes in inputs such as pressed released events. That kind of gives an indication. We're going to add a comment to the class to indicate so. So let's go ahead and add that class. You can do so from the Unreal Engine editor, however you want. It's not exactly a bare bones beginner tutorial, so I'm not going to be hand holding everything. And next up, we need the two components, so the ability system component and the enhanced input component. So we're going to go ahead and create those. So the enhanced input component, I want to put that under a folder called components. And let's see, we're going to name it ability system enhanced input component, because enhanced input component already indicates that it's a input type. So adding input enhanced input component is kind of dumb. Then this isn't all that much better, but at least indicates that this is a enhanced input component for the ability system. So we're going to go ahead and add that class as well. And we need the ability system component, like so. Likewise, it's also going to go under the components folder. And we're going to call this one kind of so what we did with the gameplay ability. So we're just going to do input ability system component. And hopefully that'll be a strong enough indication as to what it is / what it is for. Okay, so we have those, and we have one more thing, which is going to actually be the data asset. So we're going to add a data asset right here, and I'm just going to make a new folder called, we'll just do data assets. All right, we're going to call this one input ability system data asset. And I think that is sufficient. Okay. Now the only things we need to do in our cases are going to be, let's start with the enhanced input component. In our case, we don't need the tick component. We don't need begin play or anything like that. Basically, this component is going to have one sole function of simply binding our inputs to the abilities based upon the tag. So we can remove the tick and begin play. Likewise, go to the .cpp file, remove those functions as well. And we're going to empty the constructor. I don't see us actually really utilizing this, but we're going to leave it anyways. So close the .cpp. Let's head over to our ability system component and remove the tick. Head over to begin our .cpp, remove the tick as well, and I always delete the comments because I feel like they're very redundant and mostly just to kind of get a little bit in the way. Okay. Then that is pretty much it. So we can close down pretty much everything. We're only going to leave up for now the enhanced input component, because that's what we're going to end up actually working on the next few videos. So let's go ahead and build real quick. Okay, build successful. So we are good to go to move forwards. So I'll see you in the next video.